Now we're live recording and we have you on Zoom. Anything that I should be aware of? Rebecca Kenzie, you can chat, you can put it in the chat box. If there's something that you want to work on. I know, Rebecca, we were working on a Garuda posture. We're going to practice that again today. So I'd like to start standing. And if it's possible for you to be outside, great. If it's not possible, great, be indoors. But wherever you're at, let's face the sun. So for me, it's just a 1/8 of a turn, and I'm directly facing the sun right now, which might come over the horizon and shed some light too. But breath of joy. You want to start standing, your feet plugged into the earth. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Arms overhead, reaching. Draw in the freedom we have of movement. Exhale. What freedoms do you enjoy already? Inhale, we have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom and right to be on this earth. Exhale, back down. One more earth and sky breath, inhaling the arms overhead. Just feeling the vastness, completeness of the earth's energy underneath us and the sky overhead. And then bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra. Place the palms at the heart. Set your intention for the day. What do you want more of? What can you gift yourself and thus the world today? The gift of focus, concentration, the gift of joy, the gift of love. What would help make your day more enjoyable, more in the flow, more ease and freedom? Breathe that in. And we'll anchor it in with our breath of joy today. Bringing the arms down at your side. The breath of joy is a lift the arms straight overhead. And we inhale, and the arms come straight out. Inhale, and then back up to the sky. Inhale 3 times, and then an exhale with a ha. So it looks like this. Ha. Ha. So everybody join me. Arms up, out, inhale, up, inhale, exhale, ha. A little faster. Ha. Ha. For a minute. Ha. Bring it in. Ha. Replace it. Exhale, CO2. Exhale what's not serving you with a ha. Inhale, 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 ha. 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 What are you open to? Ha. What are you letting go of? Ha. What brings more freedom? Ha. Ha. What's more honoring to your soul? Ha. 3 more. Ha. 2 more. Ha. Last time. Ha. And then release the arms at your side. Again, bring the hands to the heart. Feel the beat. It does get the heart rate up a little bit. Anchor your intention. So we intensify the day with our intention, and our actions meet the road. The rubber meets the road, so to speak. Our actions meet the intention. But first, the intention must be in mind. Otherwise, the actions are simply motions going through our day and hoping that they connect to something. Give them an anchor, a connection, a space holder, and plant that in your heart. If you want to experience more joy, anchor that in. Let your actions respond accordingly to create more joyfulness in your life today. Joy, loyalty, focus, whatever it is that will lead you on a path to your goal. Release the arms down to your side. Let's shake the hands out. We're starting in a standing position today. We'll take the arms wide overhead. Crescent to the right. We did all things left yesterday, so we're going to do right today. Hold the crescent, low belly toned, and integrating the purposefulness that you're here for, your intention. Integrate that through the body, all the way down to the feet, to the crown of the head. Use your obliques to come back up. Inhale and exhale, the crescent to the left. Same thing here. It's not a matter of draping the body over. It's actually lifting, and with a cooperative effort, the whole body extending to create more openness and length in the side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, place the hands at the base of the spine. We'll make a fist and place it right at the sacrum. Press the hips forward. Pull the belly in and lift the chest as the elbows spin towards each other. They connect to open the chest more fully, freely. And your gaze can be forward, or if you'd like, you can take the head back. Do what feels naturally more supportive for your day in this moment. Press down through the feet. Inhale, connect with the front body to come back into alignment. The arms coming overhead. Exhale, bend the knees and bring the chest to the thigh. Thumbs reaching up. And there's the tendency to waver, the hips coming forward and the arms dropping down. And let that happen. Let the hips come straight back. Powerful in the legs. This is a power flow class. Reach the fingers forward. Sit bones broad and wide and biceps to your ears. Stay with it. 2. One more breath. 1 inch off the thigh with your ribs. And then exhale, release to the floor. Oh, that feels good. Stretch your legs. Inhale, half lift. So that lift may be with the hands on the shins, so you get some support. We come right up into a tabletop. And then exhale, bow in and down, and forward fold. Inhale, all the way to standing. So through a flat back, stretch the arms overhead, towards the sky, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do another half sun salutation. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. The lighting's going to be pretty off today for this. Inhale, half lift. I'll articulate my words very well so you don't have to look up. Exhale, round it down and in. Inhale, press down through the feet, lift through the belly, flat back all the way to standing. In a half sun salutation, palms together, hands to your heart. And we'll move into a series A. Inhale, the arms overhead. So the same movement here. Exhale, a forward fold, swan dive with the weight forward in the balls of the feet. And press down into the heels as you lift the torso halfway. Plant the hands and step back with your right foot. And then the back foot meets it, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale into a high push-up position. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor, hug the elbows in and lower down chaturanga. Inhale, release the hips to the floor. Keep the shoulders peeling away from the mat and lift into a low cobra. Release, press into the floor. Now that's a push-up, a reverse push-up. Coming onto hands and knees. Downward facing dog. And we get to settle in, so to speak, or really open up the back body. And the integration part here, the cooperative effort, is the front body strong. So your thumbs are pulling towards each other to activate the pectoralis muscle. the chest, and then the belly is strong, lifting up, engaging, so the low back gets a stretch, your kneecaps lifting, quadriceps active, and the toes lifted, so the shin is active, calf is stretching. You can feel the whole front body strong, the whole back body open. Step your right foot forward, left foot meets it, inhale, half lift. Cooperative effort here, shins into hands, hands into shins. Exhale, round it down to and in. Inhale, belly lifts, flat back all the way to standing, palms together. Exhale, active stance, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, big swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Remember the integration, the cooperative effort. Step your left foot back, right foot to meet it, downward facing dog. Inhale into a high push-up position. The knees come to the floor, bend the elbows and lower down chaturanga. Shoulders do not come towards the floor. Elbows high, shoulders even with the elbows, and then peel them up. Pull the hands back. Lengthen the low belly, the low back. Sorry, the low belly is already lengthening. We want to tighten it. Protect your low back, inner thighs engaged. And then exhale into downward facing dog. So if we're feeling pinching or areas in the body where the response is less than desirable, reduce the pose is my first effort, and then create more cooperation. You just ask yourself, well, how can I find more support in the body in this pose? And that would be very helpful. Let's step your left foot forward, top of the mat. Right foot meets it, inhale, again, flat back. Even in this position, how can I create more cooperative effort through the body? Exhale, round it down and in. So what it feels like and looks like is effortlessness. Push down through the feet to come all the way to standing. Palms together and hands to your heart. But indeed, there is much effort involved, but to make it look effortless. Let's bend the knees, powerful pose, hinge at the hip. Reach the arms overhead, bicep to the ear, dropping the hips a little further and pull the low belly in. That cooperative effort protects the low back. We're in Utkatasana, or deep, powerful pose. Now sit a little bit deeper, quadriceps on fire. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Now this effort here is the arms are going to stay steady and strong like pillars. Plant the hands, come up onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, and this is a jump back. So even if you jump a little bit, push the floor away with your hands so they stay strong. And then we get a light lift so the feet have a second to move behind you. We end in a whole push-up position. You can bring the knees to the floor or just simply bend the elbows and come down into a chaturanga, into a low cobra or a full upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. We're moving through a series B. The right foot steps all the way up to your right hand, replacing it. Bring the back heel to the floor and open into a warrior one, first warrior. Straighten the front leg, anchor down through the feet, the cooperative effort, your back outer edge really pressing. And then you can bend the front knee. Coming right back into warrior one, strong. Ooh, what are you standing for? Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips rise to the occasion, the thighs pressing back. And again, the whole front body is strong. For a split second, and we'll step the left foot forward, top of the mat. And it's replacement for your left hand. As you push down through the feet, the arms come overhead. Straighten the front leg. Purposeful action, kneecaps lifted, and then bend the front knee. Use your hamstring, heel pulling back to get the hamstring activated. Warrior one. There's nothing unchallenging about this. This is a challenging pose, especially when we're integrated. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step all the way back to a push-up plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take time to feel the newness of the movement, the beginner's mindset, if you will. Breathe. Have plenty of time to move faster through this, but we're looking at where in our life we have habits that possibly aren't serving, samskaras. And as we move a little slower this first time, we can pick up on that, the nuance, and create something different. Let's come up high onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, take your gaze to your thumbs, exhale all the air out. At that point, spring forward, feet to hands. Inhale, lift halfway again. We're getting that tabletop action. Exhale, lift the low belly in and up. Take the head down in a forward fold. And then bend the knees, weight back in the heels, coming back into Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to your heart in Tadasana, straight legs. And we pause. Full breath in. Exhale, arms to your side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands up onto the balls of the feet. Jump or step back, chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lift to the sky on an inhale. So that's an addition. Step all the way through. Right foot to right hand. Inhale, come into warrior one. First warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Skip the chaturanga if you'd like and go straight into downward facing dog. Or you can move through the vinyasa. We'll all end up here in downward dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Step all the way forward. Back heel to the floor, in one. Exhale, take the hands to the floor. Step it back, chaturanga. I'm just gonna see what you're writing here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One or two breaths here in downward facing dog. And then we'll take that pounce pose, high up onto the balls of the feet. Inhale, gaze at your thumbs, bend the knees, exhale the air out and spring forward. Feet to hands, inhale, tabletop, lengthen spine, neck all the way through the crown of the head, drop it in and down, get deeper, forward fold, bend the knees, weight back in the heels, coming into Utkatasana. And hold here. We're going to take the hands to your heart center and twist. So we'll bring the left wrist across the thigh and the right arm straight out. So from the front, it looks like this. Using the left wrist against the right thigh as a soundboard to open a little bit deeper. If you want to take this in a challenge, you'll bend the knees bring the hip down a little bit further. Bring the elbow across the thigh. Squeeze the inner thighs, draw your left sit bone back. Pancake the hands, one more breath. You can do hard things. And then release that over to the floor. Separate the feet 3 inches apart. Grab the big toe with the first 2 fingers. So peace fingers, I'm splitting big toe and the second toe. Wrapping around, and then inhale, lifting the heart, and then exhale, bend the elbows and bring it in. And we really get to go a little deeper in this Uttanasana, this forward fold. Padahastasana, where we're holding hands, our hastas to our padas, our feet. Breathe in, breathe out. If your weight is all the way into the heels, shift it forward slightly. Maintain an even breathing pattern, relax the head. And then release back into a extended spine, bend the knees. Utkatasana, arms come overhead. Exhale, slice to the left. So I'm not mirroring you at this point. Right wrist across the thigh. Hold here. Head above the heart, heart above the hips. Hips are sloping down. Keep the slope in the back. If you'd like to go deeper, that means you deeply bend or hinge in the hips, and we come parallel to the earth to bring the elbow all the way across the thigh. That's a challenge. Yes, you can do that challenge, or you can keep it right up here with the wrist. Your choice. Head above the heart. So we're not down here. We're right in the thick of things. Cooperative effort, whole body, moving in the twist. One more breath. You can do it. Exhale, release. Take your hastas, hands, and place them underneath the feet now. Padahastasana, and a gorilla pose is how I call it. The fingertips or all the way underneath if you can. Inhale, stretch the spine forward. Exhale, bend the elbows and drop the head towards the shins. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Fantastic. 2 more breaths. You can use your arm strength to bring the chest closer. A little wiggle. And your leg strength to bring the hips a little higher. There's some pressure. Let go of any tension in the neck. And then release, coming up. You release the hands. Bend the knees, coming into Utkatasana, arms overhead. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Tadasana. Release, shoulder rolls. So coming to the top of your mat. Take the arms at your side. We're going to step back with the left leg first. So I think I'll just switch sides so I'll be facing you. Left leg steps back into a crescent lunge. So the crescent is with the ankle at a 90-degree bend in your back foot. Stabilize yourself with the chair or a wall, or simply challenge your balance and bring your gaze to the horizon. And the arms in a goalpost. Inhale, connect the elbows towards each other. Exhale, hold. Inhale, extend the arms out and up. Exhale, elbows towards each other again. Strong stance. Inhale, up. Last time, elbows squeezing and hugging towards each other. So you really feel the shoulder blades on the back. Fantastic. Lift through the chest. And then elevate the arms again, clasping the wrist crescent to your right. So I'm holding left wrist with the right hand, and I'm just taking a half crescent shape. Full breath in, full breath out. Release that to center, open the arms, inhale, lean forward, exhale. Inhale wide. Again. One more. Allied. 2 more. Last one. Hold steady and strong. Exhale, bring the hands all the way to the mat. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. Hold. From here, come up high onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees and jump forward. Inhaling, lift the sternum towards the front of the room, the pubic bone back. And then exhale, curl them towards each other. Inhale all the way to standing. Nice and tall, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And step the right leg back, high crescent lunge. Once again, steady. This is a lot of balance challenge on one side for an amount of time. So your heel is not on the ground. That's the challenge, is to bring it up onto the balls of the feet. If you can, sometimes your toes don't let you do that. It's okay. Bring the arms overhead. Keep the back thigh sturdy, strong. Lift the kneecap. The quad is pulling upward. The hamstring pulling upward. Okay, not down here, but really extend out through the heel. Bring the elbows together. As you exhale, lift the heart. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, elbows behind you, shoulder blades on the back, lifting to the heavens. Inhale, charge the arms upward. One last time, exhale. Inhale, reach the arms. Clasp the wrist, and let's take it into a crescent moon. Half moon shape towards the side. Oh, that's lovely opener for the hip flexor. Stabilization, remember, cooperative effort. So if one side is engaged, the other side is more opening. Sometimes they're both working in tandem. Bring it back to center, open the arms, inhale, exhale with a shoo. Inhale, exhale, shoo. Only the upper torso moves, shoo. Stabilize, shoo. Ooh, fantastic. Shoo. Shoo. 3 more. Shoo. 2 more. Shoo. Last one. Shoo. Arms overhead. Let's bring it all the way to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. High up onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees and spring forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Palms together, hands to your heart. And pause, just take a breath here. This next series is a standing series with some balancing. We'll do one side and then the other, just follow. We'll step left leg back, coming into high crescent lunge. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale into warrior two. So you'll open, arms coming out. Again, full body cooperation. Reverse the warrior. Left arm comes down, right arm reaches up. Straighten the front leg. And get steady. Feel the all 4 corners of the feet pressing down. This is easy to do when we have both legs straight. When you bend the front knee, it's a little harder to keep that energy in the outer back edge of the foot. See if you can do it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Let's go one more time. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend, and come into warrior two to side angle. The forearm comes to the thigh and we reach up and over. Big extension through the side body. 3 breaths here. It's already 2, 1 more. I'm starting to do hot yoga. The sun is really beating down and it feels semi-good, but it's about getting up to 80s right now. Come back through warrior two. Pancake the hands together overhead. Exhale back into a warrior two. Inhale, straight legs, arms overhead. Your gaze there as well. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, both legs straight. Keep the legs straight. Only the arms come down, and then we're going to shift the hips off to the wall behind you. Deeper crease in the front hip and a slight rotation. Bring it into Trikonasana, hands to the shin. This is where it gets a little fun, a little adventuresome. We'll hold Trikonasana for 3 breaths. Whole cooperative effort. Front and back body strong. Legs, quadricep, knee lifted. Then bring the hand to the waist. Shift the weight into the front legs. You'll push off with the back. Drag the foot in and take Ardha Chandhrasana, or half moon, with the leg extending upward. Any variation you want to add to this, if you want to clasp the foot, you could do that. If you want to bend the knee, you could do that. Or just hold it steady, you can do that. We're going to come right back into warrior, or I'm sorry, Trikonasana. So this is a bend, a shift of the front hand back, slowly releasing to the floor, straighten the front leg, back in triangle. Left hand comes to the mat, into low lunge. Pop your back heel up, and the front knee is bent. We're in a low lunge. Plant the left hand to the floor and open to the right side. And we'll take this in a big mandala circle. So the arm circles all the way around. We want to get the shoulders mobile for something we do a little later called Garudasana. Inhale, circle the arm. Exhale, it comes through. One more circle. Plant the hand, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Very nice. Holding steady, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's come into a high push-up position. Exhale through a vinyasa, flow, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale into down dog. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Rotate through the ankle. Yes, we have some fantastic opening. Keep turning your left knee towards the floor, so away from your right knee. They're rotating in opposition to each other. And step your right foot forward, all of the weight onto your right foot, into a warrior three. Hands come forward, squaring the hips. Hold here, bend the front knee, and then lift the hands, floating by your side. Straighten the leg. Arms come overhead for 3 breaths. 2, magically squaring the hips, arms at jet airplane or arms forward. 1, and then we're going to lift this up. So you pick up the torso and then slide the left foot right underneath you, hands to heart. We're right back where we started. Well, how do we do that? We're going to do it on the second side. All right, second side. I will not be facing you. So you'll see what it looks like from the back side. Right leg steps back. And we give a nice 90-degree bend in the ankle. Arms come overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Spin the back heel to the floor. Come into a wide standing warrior two. So the challenge is to spread the feet out of your comfort zone, maybe an inch. That would do it. Reverse the warrior. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Hug the hamstring. Heel towards you to bend the shin forward. And then again, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend. One more time. Big straighten in the legs. Exhale, bend, and come into warrior two. Both side bodies long, vertical. And then we'll take it into side angle. Forearm to the thigh or reaching to the floor. That would be a little more challenging. Dripping sweat by now, for sure. Especially if you're doing hot yoga. 3 breaths here. That's already 2. 1 more. And we're going to lift it right back up into warrior two. Straighten the front leg and pancake the hands overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bend and come into warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last time, straighten the front leg, pancake the hands overhead, and then bring the arms only out. And then you're reaching into Trikonasana. There's a tiny rotation in the hips, okay? And there's a large hinge in the front hip. Hips go back, arm comes to the sky, hold 3, 2, and if you came in earlier, you're holding for 5, which is no big deal. We can do hard things. 1 more breath, beautiful. Right hand to the waist. Little adventure now. And then bend the back knee, front knee. Bend the back knee too, push off. Step forward. Give yourself a little space here. The left hand comes a torso lengths away from your front foot. Keep the knee bent. You gaze at the floor, find your balance, then lift the back leg. Lift it to its hip height. So heel in line with the sit bone, then straighten the front leg. Then take your gaze, once you feel comfort here, once you feel comfortable with the balance, turn your gaze to the side wall or the horizon, and then turn the gaze to the sky. That's going to really mess you up in a good way. And we'll try to hold that, really honoring our proprioceptive skills and getting them to wake up. Hand to the waist. We're going to step back, bend the front knee, coming back into Trikonasana. Soft landing. Both hands to the floor. Lift your back heel and come into a low lunge. So the left leg is forward, and now I get to see you. Right hand remains anchored to the floor. Rotate open. And we'll take the arm in a big mandala. So it's going to circle around. Inhale forward. Exhale all the way back. Inhale forward. Keep your back leg strong. I know that knee's going to want to come down. We're getting a little bit lax. Really strong. One more time, all the way around. Plant the hands. Step your front leg back. Oh, that would feel so good, right? Because it's been in that position for some time. Inhale, come into a high plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, an up dog. And exhale through to downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Left leg to the sky. And plant the right leg. Watch your knee on the right leg. As you bend the top leg and then open the hip, watch your knee. Keep an eye on the knee. Keep opening the knee so it's facing straight forward. As the same time your left knee is opening. Draw the right shoulder forward. Yes. Lengthen the side body. Rotate through the ankle. And then step all the way through. Your right foot, or left foot, sorry, comes to the left hand. We're going to shift the weight. Hands plant to the floor, bend the knee, and then lift your back leg. Just find your balance here. Enlist the helper muscles, your core, to lift the hands into jet airplane. Press down through the foot. That's already one breath. Two more. The arms can come forward. Really reaching out from the shoulder and from the waist out through the toes. Shoulder or heart out through the fingertips. One more breath. Strong and sturdy. And then inhale, lift the torso. Wow, hang on to it. And bring your right leg right underneath. Exhale, hands to heart center. A little shoulder roll. Pause. Okay, that was challenging. Should feel pretty good here. Hands to heart. Feel the beat. Your intention to integrate it into the whole body. Nice. Shift the weight to the left leg. We'll bring the right knee up into the chest, holding onto the knee. Pause here. So this standing balancing on one leg series is 3 each side, I believe. Yeah, something like that. We'll open the knee out to the side. And then bring it back to center. Switch the hand that's holding the knee, so it's opposite knee. And then bring your right hand to the waist so you can twist open and sort of scout out to the right side. Your gaze is to the horizon, possibly to the back wall. And bring it back to center, clasping the hands around the knee. Lift the knee up to the armpit. Big stretch and then release it. Arms come wide and let the leg come down gently. So with a lot of awareness, and the reason we're doing that is not dropping down because you want the engagement of the muscle to stay intact as you're transitioning from one move to the other. The transitions are usually the place where we are most prone to injury because we just simply forget to support ourselves. So support yourself. The transition now to the second side. Push into the floor here. We'll lift the knee, transitioning so the muscles can react and hold you, be accountable here. Open the knee to the side. Steady and strong, stable through the standing leg. Bring it back to center. Switch the hand that's holding the knee. Bring your left hand to the waist and look out over to your left or the back side. Arm extended. Bring it back to center, the knee coming all the way up into the armpit. And then exhale, release the knee slowly and gently. Bring the leg back down to the earth and shake out the hips. Give it a little shimmy, shake out the hands. Tree pose. Starting on the first side. We shift all the weight to the left, bring the right knee in. So we'll come into this pose the same way we just did. Open the knee to the side. So we're getting some open hip information in the hip. Slide the hand down the shin and guide the foot into the inner thigh. Once the two meet, sandwich them, like really smush them together. So you've got energy riding up from the ankle all the way through the crown of the head. Find your drishti. And then experiment a little bit or express yourself any way you'd like with the upper torso, the arms, palms to the ceiling or coming out. Oh, light, gentle breeze, that feels so good. You could close your eyes and attempt to hold that a little steadier. When you're ready, after 5 breaths, we're really holding that strong. Anchor in your intention. So when you lose focus, anchor on the breath, anchor on your intention. Bring the knee back to center, focus, and release the foot to the floor. Second side. So I'm going to show you a different way to get in this, and this is just simply, instead of bringing the knee in, we're just going to turn the foot out, pop the knee, and then bring the foot closer to the ankle so the foot stays on the floor. Hands to heart center. This is an alternative way of doing tree pose, where you can choose to do it the first way. So I'll stay here. If you're practicing balance and your proprioceptive skills are lackluster, so to speak, practice here, building, and progress up to the foot coming to the inner thigh and then possibly above the knee and then all the way to the inner groin. As inner ankle, inner shin, above the knee, and then all the way to the inner thigh. Anywhere between, just not on the knee. Okay. Express yourself any way you'd like in the upper body, torso. And when you're ready to come out, simply bring the knee forward and release the foot to the floor, the arms come down. Take a little shoulder roll. Forward, up, back, and down. Now, Garuda, eagle, posture, Garudasana, pose. Let's just play with the arms for a moment. So these are the wings. You can think of them as the eagle wings. I love to do that. And I like to think of them as the heart wings because they extend out from the heart. And of course, this is our opportunity to receive, to give, and then also to receive. So we take in what is purposeful for us. We give out our experience, our wisdom to those who are ready for it. So an opportunity to both give and receive. And then bring the arms, let's bring one arm up, one arm down. So it's a vertical position, and then anchor the elbows. They're going to come together and anchor here. Bend, and then keep winding the hands to the place where you can, there's a stopping point, right? And for some friends, that will be here, elbow to elbow. Some friends will be able to go palm to palm. Okay, let's try the second side. Spread the heart wings. Opposite arm comes up. Square the elbows together and wrap the hands around, lifting up. Inhale, now bend the knees. Exhale, come into the eagle's nest. We'll see. I have my right arm under, so I'm going to take my right leg over. So pop the knee, whatever right leg is under, bring the opposite knee over. Start with a deep knee bend and across the knees, keeping the knees bent, and then squeeze the inner thighs to help support. Lift from the low belly. Inhale, raise the arms, and exhale, tuck and touch. Elbow to knee. Inhale, raise. You could also have the opportunity to bring a toe to the ground. Of course, you're fitting this pose to meet your body's expectation or meet your body where it's at in full honoring, right? And then when you release, your arms wide, release the leg, whoo, arms down. Bend the knees. Take the opposite leg over. We'll start here. A different way of showing you how to get into this. I'm starting with the legs first. Arms come wide. And then I'll bring opposite arm to center. Reach underneath and clasp the hands together. So now Garudasana on the second side. Inhale, raise the elbows. Exhale, elbows come in towards the knee. Inhale. I like to think of this as the eagle's nest, and where birds are chirping and coming out of the nest, and then they sink back in and go to sleep. Inhale, raise up. Hold strong. Wrapping foot around the ankle if you desire. Release the arms, release the foot, release the legs, and come all the way down. Shake the wrists out. Coming to the top of your mat. We're going to open the front body a little bit more. Arms come wide and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. We're going to step or jump back, your choice. Chaturanga all the way to the earth. So we're coming down to the belly. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slide your hands back so the thumbs are even with mid-chest. Thumbs are even with mid-chest, so they're not under the shoulder. Back a little bit so your elbows are lifting up. This is your grasshopper leg. You want to pull the grasshopper leg back, straight back. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back. Now see how open your shoulders can get. Shoulders are even with the elbow at this point. Now tuck the sit bones towards your heels so you get lots of length in the low back. Hold that. Pull the hands back as you plant them into the earth and raise the torso. Low cobra. Tops of the feet down, raise the hands. So now we're suspended in low cobra. The back is working, shoulder blades on the back. Come into jet airplane and raise the legs. Full Shalabhasana. We're locust pose. We're here for 4 breaths. You can do it, you can do it. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, hold. Inhale, one more. And exhale, release. Turn the head to one side. And let the hips rock side to side. Nice. Bend your right knee. Let's clasp the top of the foot. Draw the heel towards the glute. Bring your left forearm around so you have something to rest on. Forehead to the forearm. We'll take this into a front body opener. That's your quadricep, your hip flexor possibly. And for those friends who are touching the hip to the heel, heel to the hip, the glute, let's just come up a little bit. You can bring the forearm underneath you. Flip the hand and bring it down the shin, or even spin the palm so the fingers are facing forward. Keep the heel in line with the sit bone. It's not out. We're not torquing the knee. The knee is straight. Hips are anchored to the floor. Shoulders are open to the front. Square with the hips. Full breath in, full breath out. Keep the knee down. Keep your forehead down. And just concentrate on touching the heel towards the glute. If it's touching, then lift the torso. Right. Possibilities and progressions. Go ahead and release the leg gently and come to the other side. So for friends who are touching the heel, you can stay up here. Otherwise, come down to the forearm, rest your forehead. Take the sit bones back, bend the knee, and clasp the top of the foot. Draw the heel in towards the glute. Remembering the quad is this big muscle, big old muscle, and it needs a little time to like relax in this stretch. And it's easier if you hamstring curl. Like think about engaging the hamstring so the quad's not working. It's opening. And if you'd like to bring it up, you could. 2 more breaths. And then simply release the foot, gently allowing it come back to the earth. Shake the hips. Bring the hands even with the chest once again. Forehead to the mat, elbows hugging in. We're coming into low cobra. Tuck the sit bones towards your heels, and you can feel that rolling sensation of the hip that supports the length in the low back. Keep that anchored there, and then lift into a low cobra, or bring it higher into a more high cobra. The hips are still on the ground, but there's more arch in the upper back, not the low back. That's not the name of the game. And then lower it back down, coming into locust. Lift the legs, bend the knees, coming into bow. Wrap the hands around the feet. 1 or both at a time, hold bow. And if you'd like to take this onto your side, you could take it on your side. Back to center. Really open, or just hold bow. I like to roll side to side. There's a challenge there in and of itself. And then release all the way back down. Well done. Release the legs. Plant the hands to the chest. Press up onto hands and knees. Walk the hands forward, Anahatasana. Heart melt towards the floor. Forehead to the mat. Release. Take a couple of deep breaths here. When you're ready, move it into a child's pose. So you don't even need to come up. You can just walk the hands back and let the hips come back, or just keep it in Anahatasana, either one. For me, this is very soothing for the low back. Nice. We're going to come onto your back side. So I'm just going to do a flip around. So I'm seated, and then lie all the way onto your back. Yeah, perfect timing. So this is a 75-minute class, 15 minutes. And we're on the floor doing our finishing postures. Bend the knees. So we're getting ready for a bridge pose. Plant the hips firmly on the ground. And to do that, let's bring the palm of the hand, the palm, into the crease of the hip. And then straighten the arms and press the palm into the thigh. Right there at the crease of the hip. Take a breath in. You might feel your low back lift a little bit. And then on your exhale, press the space away in the low back. So we drive the navel towards the spine. Let's do that again. Inhale. Press and lengthen here. This feels so good on your low back. Exhale. Roll the low back into the mat from the top side. One more time. Inhale, press. So this actually becomes somewhat of a hip mobility. Exhale, press the air out from the low back, and then come into a neutral spine. So it's a pelvic tilt. I'm essentially tilting the pelvis, but I'm doing it with the strength of the core, not the strength of my glute. Okay, that's different. With the feet hip bone distance apart, arms at your side, I like to robot the arm. It gives me more pressure of the back side of the upper arm into the mat. Lift the hips and come into bridge. Hold. Bless me. Ah, great. Now bring that down. Hips to the floor. We're going to try this again with a narrower stance. So you'll bring the feet in. The toes are touching, not necessarily the ankles, but the toes. So bring your heels parallel. Anchor the knees together and squeeze. Now press all the air out of the backside and lift the hips by pressing the feet into the floor. Once you get to a certain height, your knees are going to want to separate. Resist that urge. Like squeezing your thighs. We're building a new muscle energy here. Lift the hips a little higher, squeeze a little stronger. Right? Now anchor down through the left foot, bring the right knee in. And this left leg, inner thigh is very charged. Extend the right leg to the sky. Hold 3. Lower down the hips. Lift up 2. Lower the hips halfway. Lift up 1. Bend the knee and cross the ankle over the thigh. Hold the hips steady here. One more breath. Open wide through the heart and chest. Keep the chin lifted. Now lower the hips. The chin is neutral. Cervical spine has a natural curve. Draw the knees in towards you and wrap the hands around the hamstring. So we come into Sukhi Randrasana, or Eye of the Needle. And boy, does that feel really good on the hip. Something we've been doing is Gaumukasana, so that would be an alternate pose for those who are really seeking something different for the hip. In either case, keep the feet active. We're going to drop the leg to the floor, keep the ankle crossed, and then move the knees in a twist over to your left. Turn the head side to side. Oh, slow and gentle. Like, doesn't that feel good? Just to simply be integrated in this feeling of flow. Right? Freedom, flow with freedom, or let freedom flow is all about support, strength, openness, to support the openness. Just come back to center with the knees, uncross the legs, big toes together, feet pressing down in the earth, arms at your side, lift into a third bridge now. Inner thighs still engaged. You really press down through the right foot, bring the left knee in, extend to the sky. So alternatively, you could keep the feet on the ground and just practice the inner squeeze of the thigh. We're going to lower the hip just halfway, then push through the right foot. Left leg reaches to the sky. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, push. Really extend. One more time. That's an inhale as you release. Exhale, press. Cross the ankle over the top of the thigh. Whew, so the hips are flat. We're already starting to stretch this hip. And we lower the hips to the floor. We're going to take it even deeper by bringing your right knee directly towards the shoulder. And we're simply sliding or gliding the arm through the needle to hold the backside of the leg. the hamstring, behind the knee. Again, alternatively, Gomukhasana, if you like that supine posture, you can take it there. You know, this is your practice. You might be slipping in a few postures here and there as well. That's perfectly fine to fit it to your own knee. Let's take the leg down and drop the knees over to your right. But I have developed this in a sequential order that is progressive for the body. So do stay with the progression so that you're building strength appropriately and support appropriately for the bigger opening of bigger opener postures. Let's come back to center and take 10 breaths of your own accord, whatever feels right to you. You could take this into an inversion, a happy baby, a back bend. A nice cooling posture right now would be a shoulder stand. Let's just make sure that you are comfortable in whatever posture you're choosing, that you're not choosing it as something, oh, I need to learn this, but choosing it as something, I have this down and I would like to go in this posture. It feels good. I like the cooling posture of shoulder stand. Yes, that feels so good. I can feel it. Because the heat rises and now the coolness is at my heart, my head. This is why it's such a cooling posture. Look at the elixir of energy flowing differently. Cerebral spinal fluid flowing differently. Blood flowing differently. 10 breaths, any posture of your choice. It could be a happy baby, it could be a bridge, halasana, shirshasana, which is a headstand. I'm choosing shoulder stand into halasana. That's already 7 or 8 breaths. If you're in a posture, I need to come down to do some balancing postures after that. So for me, it's fish. I'm going to spend my last 2 breaths of this practice in a fish pose. And then gently make your way all the way to the mat, your legs coming out. You just, if you'd like, place the heels into the corner pocket, like a pool table. Right heel in the right corner pocket, left heel in the left corner pocket, so to speak. So there's a little anchoring there. Just with the breath, relax fully and completely into peaceful pose, integration pose. And the integrative effect here is allowing yourself to be, simply to be still, quiet, relaxed. If you find yourself wandering, anchor yourself back to present moment with the breath. You can take a moment to anchor with your intention. You could also anchor on a sound. You could anchor on the touch of the fingers or the palm of the hand. In some way, so it feels soothing to you and safe, anchor yourself. If you can, go inward and release any outside sensations, noise, feelings. Allow yourself to go inward to the heart. Light it up with a beautiful white bright light. And send that all the way down to the pelvic region, through the legs, through the feet, into the earth. You feel the support and energy, solidness of the earth. Likewise, the earth is going to send that pulsation of light energy back up through the feet, the legs, into the heart, illuminate it even brighter. And then move it through the chest and arms and through the throat, out through the crown of the head, illuminating the mind. Let it shoot all the way up to the sun. When it reaches the sun sends it all the way back, this time with a brighter light, love, peacefulness, through the crown of the head. And you take that in and allow that light to illuminate from the inside out, the throat, the heart, the arms, the torso. Send it back down through the feet to the earth. In this way, you're charging your battery, the energy in a two-way circuit to the earth, the core, all the way back up to the core of your heart, through and up to the core of the sun, and back down in a matter of seconds, making a figure 8 chain. This time, allow the light to fill you up with brighter love, awareness, light. Going with that meditation, if it's serving you well, in Shavasana. Realizing our full potential as divine individuals, as unique, one of a kind people on the earth. Just like everybody else, we are the same in that we are one of a kind, precious, an heirloom, an irreplaceable part of the earth. Notice and honor what you are here for. Notice and honor your divine right to be on the earth at this time. Everything that's you've experienced, good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, the triumphs, all lead you to this moment, this divine, inspired moment. Anchored with your intention. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Begin to move through the ankles, toes, feet, wrists, hands, fingers. Roll to one side in a ball or fetal position, or just a general hug of oneself. Recognizing that you are whole and complete. The illusion is that when we make mistakes, that's makes us incomplete. It actually makes us whole. Our mistakes are there for purposefulness. And this is a lesson that I'm really, is on my mind, that I'm not my mistakes or my behaviors, but they're there to challenge me to be better and to learn. So I welcome the mistakes. I am humbled when I stumble, and it calls me to greater awareness in all aspects of my life. Being aware of how I affect others and my words, my thoughts, my deeds. Always having the intention of the heart to produce and align with my higher good pose. Hands to heart center. We give our very best and trust that it is enough. Humility reminds us to be thankful for our successes. Wholeness brings us to be thankful for our mistakes. Thank you for being present, for your beauty, for your soul coming along for the ride on this journey. May you be happy and well, and peace, peace, peace to you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Come into the shade. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you. You too.